two. All right, it's that time again. Time for the solo overnighter in the woods. And we got snow on the ground, so let's get to it. Tonight, 20s, 25, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. It could snow. If it does, it'd be just a light dusting like this, nothing too crazy. So it should be a comfortable overnighter. I have my gear. It's not an emergency kit, just basic gear that I carry, most likely a poncho, shelter of some sort. And I want to set this up over here. Most importantly, I want to trap that heat and keep my body warm all night. Those that follow my channel, you know that the first line of defense during any season, but especially wintertime, is the clothing that you wear. You have access to a nice wool coat like this one right here. This is from Leicester River, and it will actually cover my body down to my mid-thigh. And basically, I'm wearing a wool blanket. So if you have access to one of these, I highly recommend them. Now, first things first, I want to assess my area. Guarantee it's chock full of mud, and we want to be off the ground. Before we get too far down the trail, we have 100 Corporals Corner big boy hybrid skillets. Hybrid meaning that removable handle, dropping to my website as we speak. That's corporalscorner.com, and it's located in my video description box. Jump on it. Between now and New Year's Eve, we're offering a holiday sale, meaning the skillets and the cup and bottle sets are at a discounted rate. So if you've been saving to get one, grab them now, because after Christmas, we're making room for something else, and this current model will be discontinued. Once again, corporalscorner.com, and it's located in my video description box. While you're there, grab a bag for your skillet. Oh, look at that. Nice and muddy. Why? Because we're above freezing and the snow is melting off of that warm earth. So that's something you don't want to lay on. Luckily, I have a ground pad, but if I were to roll or toss and turn, I'm going to end up in that mud, and that's what I don't want. So let's go ahead and figure out what kind of shelter we want, and then we'll worry about the ground conditions. So this right here is the Alpha tent. I've shown this a couple times on my channel. This was the one I did it myself, so just type in there, do-it-yourself Alpha tent on my channel, and you're gonna find it. Pretty much it's just poles that go into these grommets with electrical caps on there, and you can make the whole setup for like 12 bucks. So now we'll slide this X down to the bottom here. There's one, and there's two. So the only reason why I'm making an Alpha tent is because we might have a chance of snow. And I don't want just a tarp just sitting there. I mean, you can pull that thing as tight as you can get it, and that weight of that snow is going to make it sag. With that reinforcement inside there, any snow hitting this is going to roll right off of this and away from my shelter. Fire is going to go right out here keeping me warm. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But this way, all that weight is going to hit that and roll away. I mean, theoretically. Now, I have a ground pad, but my concern is moving, rolling, etc., etc. I'm going to be caked in mud. Having a fire here, it's going to dry most of this out. So I have two choices. I can roll the dice, and my fire is going to be the length of my shelter right out front here. That heat is going to dry this thing out. And I'm almost tempted to take that chance because even if it does snow, all that's going to go away from me, and it's going to be dried continuously all night. So most likely this is going to be a dry spot underneath here. And to be honest, I could just light the fire, wait 2 or 3 hours, and it should be dried out. So we might roll the dice with that one. So in the meantime, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and just put this inside here for now, and I'll decide later if I want to dry it out with a fire. I'm most likely going to try to roll a dice with that because I want to save other things for other videos. We have a whole series planned, like I said. This video here, once again, I have my gear. I'm using my gear. So benefits of these poles. One, we already talked about it. We have a skeletal structure inside here, allowed to be springy versus sagging under the weight. Snow and rain can shed. Perfect. Downside, what? You got to carry the poles, right? We'll talk about different configurations as the winter progresses. This one, we want to break the ice, just get in here and get her done. Second benefit, we're fully stretching or engaging that poncho to its maximum potential. I'm 6'1", my feet are right here. If I lay diagonal, I can actually scoot inside here and be fully extended. I have room for all my gear inside here, and I have a good 18 inches to the front of this tarp. So am I worried about rain? Most likely not. And those that follow my channel, I showed you 2 weeks ago during our Thanksgiving overnighter, I left that squirrel camp up for a month, and underneath it there was no leaves, and it wasn't wet at all. It was bone dry. Everywhere else was wet and had leaves everywhere. So it works. Now, let's talk about fire. I want my fire 1 full step or 40 inches away from my shelter. First off, and the main reason, is safety. What if there's resinous material in that wood, say like pine sap, and you've all seen the logs pop and pieces of sap fly out of there? What if it flies over here, burns the shelter, pops my air mattress, burns me in the night? We don't want that. We want to be safe. The next reason is warmth. Now, I stated this about 2 years ago, and most individuals got it. Some wanted to fight it and actually made videos trying to contradict it. It's common sense, folks, okay? If you have a fire pit at your house and you light that fire pit, can you stand right next to the flames and not get burned? The answer is no, you can't. Most likely, you got to step back more and more and more and more until you find that comfort zone. Let's say it's 8 to 10 feet. You can walk around that fire pit 8 to 10 feet, a large circle, and you're going to have that same comfort level wherever you go. Common sense. The closer you go, the hotter it's going to be. The further away, the cooler it's going to be. Now that's sideways. The same thing is above it. If you were to go like this, it's a dome. If the fire is right here, right above that fire is going to be the hottest point. Why? Because heat rises. If you come over here, you're going to get heat, but not as much. Straight down might be that 8 foot. See how that works? It's a dome. I want the heat from that fire to pass not only to me into the shelter, but over top of the shelter as well. So think about it. My first line of defense is my clothing, what I'm wearing. I'm laying here. I want that heat to pass right inside here, be trapped inside here, also do what? Go over top of this tarp and warm the tarp. So not only am I laying here getting that heat, absorbing it, staying warm, my body underneath the clothes is producing heat, keeping me warm. Now I have warm air cushion around me from that fire, as well as over top, keeping the tarp warm as well. So it's like a triple layer, all coming from one fire. And that, in my opinion, is the ultimate goal of staying warm. I can lay out here with no blanket, just the clothes on my body, and if I do it right, I'm collecting heat, absorbing heat, producing heat, and having heat roll over top of me. Make sense? So here we go. Here's the edge of my shelter. One full step. I want the fire no closer than this, but the length of my shelter. From one of our modern survival courses that we had out here. I'll use this. We'll get this set up in a long fire configuration. There's that line. So one thing I've always tried to do for you guys is let you know what I'm doing next. Like I'm having a series on this, or I'm gonna be doing that. But what I found lately is there's some channels that sit and watch that. The minute they see it or hear it, they run out there really quick and try to get her done. The reality is they're my biggest fan. So I'm gonna kind of talk about what I'm gonna do, but not give 100% of, all the info. So you guys can be surprised as well. But I am letting you know now, this whole entire winter, we're gonna talk about keeping warm with minimal gear. And in my opinion, number one way is with a long fire. So what I do sometimes when the ground kind of slopes down like this is I find a stick and then simply cut it in half and just drive it into the ground. Not too deep. Ultimately, it's going to burn away anyways, but initially I don't want anything rolling away. So until we build up a nice bed of coals right here, I don't want this log to move. So with that there, we'll pound in one more over here and it shouldn't go anywhere. So as it sits right now, it's about 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and right here is probably about 60 plus. Those exterior logs haven't even caught on fire yet. We're just burning the stuff on the inside and drying these out. Once we get a nice bed of coals inside there, I can land a third log on top of that, and that should burn the rest of the night. And it'd probably be 75 or 80 right here. But as of right now, just in that quick 25 or 30 minutes, I can feel that heat hitting me in the face. This is actually warm to the touch. Yeah, it's warm. I mean, it's not hot, it's warm compared to it being cold, like out over here. So, I mean, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So, only time will tell. That's pretty much how the rest of the night's gonna go. If you look at, we got pegs on this side here. There's 1, 2, and then on the opposite log, we got 2 on that side as well. That's gonna keep them from rolling away from each other. Then we place that third log on top. We have a nice coal bed inside there. So the trick tonight is gonna be just landing wood on top of that. And hopefully by morning, burn that entire system all the way down to just a mound of coals. And then we'll cook breakfast on those coals. So tonight, I'm just gonna lay here, stay warm, add wood to that fire, and enjoy my evening. So I'll catch you all in the morning. And I give you a Corporals Corner protein breakfast in a Corporals Corner Big Boy hybrid skillet. Check this out. That's some blackened jalapeno cheddar sausage right there. Oh man. Catch you all in a few. So we're just going to wipe it down. Keep all that nice oil and grease in there. Then we can just store it away for later. Get our bag. Leave it fully assembled or take it apart. Choice is yours. So the wind's picking up here and the temperature is actually dropping. No snow last night, obviously, but it feels like it. It's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And that right there is all that remains of those logs I put on that fire. We stacked all that wood until about, I want to say, midnight-ish, somewhere in there. I wanted a good coal bed and a pile of wood on there just in case it did snow. And it didn't. But here's what it is. However, with that said, all that heat went right inside that shelter. And the theory was sound. The clothing on my body, basically wearing a wool blanket, the heat that was generated underneath my clothing was trapped. You already see the wind, the smoke is going over top of the shelter. I'm low to the ground. That heat came right over top of me, over top of the shelter as well, keeping the entire system warm. Now, warm meaning maybe 60, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't bring a thermometer. Next time I will. But was I okay to lay there as is with no extra blankets or under quilts or over quilts and, you know, just everything in the kitchen sink? Yes, I was. I said this earlier, but I guarantee there's going to be some type of confusion. We have 100 Corporals Corner Big Boy hybrid skillets dropping to my website right now. That's corporalscorner.com, and that link is located in my video description box. Between now and New Year's Day, we're going to have a holiday sale on those skillets. Why? Because sometime after Christmas, they're going to be discontinued to make room for something else. So if you've been saving money, trying to get one, thinking about it, mulling it over, grab them in the next 2 weeks, because once they're gone, they're gone. Also grabbing them between now and the 1st, you're going to have a discounted rate. Now, along with what's dropping, cup and bottle sets, some backpacks, skillet bags, and a whole bunch of Corporals Corner logoed merch as well. corporalscorner.com, and that link is located in my video description box. Now, along with that, if you go to my website, you're already there checking things out. You're going to see a couple little tabs, and they're moving around and stuff. A couple are bouncing, some are moving around like this. One's going to say Corporals Corner Axe. Click on that. That will give you my affiliate link to Hardcore Hammers. We have the axes with them, the logoed axes and signature axes, along with sharpening kits, things like that, belt loop holders. That's all going to be on their website. By clicking that tab, takes you right there with my affiliate link and a discounted rate as well. Now, the knife I showed you before, that's with Tony Powers, Rebel's Den Blades, and that link will also be in my video description box. Check him out. At some point, I'm going to put a tab on my website as well that will take you directly to that knife. But just for now, description box, and everything is located right there. Now, with that, let's go ahead and get out of here. All the gear in my videos can be found in one location, my website, corporalscorner.com. Now, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.